Some cameras are built for control, and some are built for fun. Today we're taking a look at a camera that looks like it came out of a 70s sci-fi movie or TV show. The Minolta 110 Zoom SLR. In this video we'll be covering the significance of this camera, providing an overview of the design and controls, discussing what it's like to shoot with the Minolta 110 Zoom SLR, providing some sample pictures, look at the pros and cons of this camera, and discuss who it's for. Let's get to it. Released in 1976, the Minolta 110 Zoom SLR is one of the few true SLR cameras designed for 110 film. Most 110 film cameras at the time had a separate viewfinder from the lens and were built as point-and-shoot cameras. And that's what makes this so interesting. It takes the features of a full-size SLR, like through the lens viewing and zoom lens, and shrinks them down into a compact format. It's a unique blend of serious design and casual photography. Right away, the unconventional design stands out. This camera looks like a prop from Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek, or some other sci-fi movie or TV show of the era. You've got a built-in zoom lens, a compact body, and a very simple control layout. Everything is streamlined. This isn't a camera that overwhelms you with options. On top of the camera is the shutter release switch, the shutter button, the battery check button, the exposure compensation switch, the hot shoe, and the mode selector. The mode selector offers aperture priority, flash, and bulb modes. On the front of the camera is the aperture dial with a light meter, with aperture settings from 4.5 to 16, and a zoom and focus rings on the lens. On the back of the camera, you will find a viewfinder, a back cover release switch, and the film data window. On the right side of the camera, you will find the battery compartment. On the bottom of the camera is the film advance lever. Unlike many cameras, the tripod mount is on the left side instead of the bottom of the camera. The viewfinder is smaller than most 35mm SLR cameras, but it offers a better experience than most 110 film cameras of the day. In the viewfinder, you'll be presented with a microprism focusing spot, a red triangle indicator light on the upper right side showing which way to turn the aperture selector when overexposed, or when the camera is set to X or bulb. This also acts as a battery check indicator when the batteries are good when performing a battery check. A yellow triangle on the lower right side of the frame indicates the way to turn the aperture selector when underexposed. It also indicates when the batteries need to be replaced when pressing the battery check button. This is still an SLR, so you're composing most of your shots through the lens. But unlike traditional SLRs, control is more limited. You're not adjusting a lot of settings. You're mostly focusing and framing. It's more about capturing the moment than dialing in every detail. Shooting the Minolta 110 Zoom SLR is quick and simple. Being an aperture priority camera, the camera handles the shutter speed automatically, so you focus on composition and timing. And because it uses 110 film cartridges, loading film is fast and easy. Today we will be loading the camera with Lomography Orca 110 film. To load the film, you simply switch the back cover release to the right and pull on the back cover. You insert the film cartridge in, and it only fits in one direction, and you close the back cover until it clicks into place. Use the thumb advance lever on the right side of the camera to advance the film until you see number 1 on the cartridge window on the back of the camera. Like so. There is no need to set ISO on this camera because the ISO setting is set by the film cartridge. Image quality is where things get interesting. 110 film has its limitations, so don't expect the same sharpness or detail as 35mm. but what you get is the grainy, nostalgic look that appeals to so many photographers today. Here are some sample pictures taken with the Minolta 110 Zoom SLR. When I first purchased this camera, it was suffering from a sticky shutter. This was a result of non-use and was easily resolved by winding and pressing the shutter button repeatedly. Doing this helped loosen up the internal lubricants and help the camera function correctly. Now let's talk about who might enjoy this camera and who may not. People who may like this camera include casual shooters looking for a fun, unique film experience, collectors interested in an unusual camera design, and photographers who enjoy the vintage film look. People who may not like this camera include anyone looking for high image quality or sharpness, photographers who want full manual control, and people who prefer widely available film formats. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of this camera. The pros include a unique and compact SLR design, an easy-to-use 110 film system, a fun, nostalgic shooting experience, and a built-in zoom lens. Now let's talk about the cons. The limited image quality compared to other 35mm SLR cameras. This camera has less control than traditional SLRs, and the 110 film can be a little bit harder to find. Additionally, finding labs to process your film can even be harder to find. Here's some more pictures taken with the Minolta 110 Zoom SLR. When I first picked up this camera, it was suffering from a sticky shutter button. This can happen when the camera hasn't been used in a while. This issue was resolved through repeated use. This is an older camera, so issues can develop with age. The Minolta 110 Zoom SLR isn't about perfection. It's about having a unique experience. If you're looking for something different, something fun, and a little bit unconventional, this camera delivers. It's a reminder that photography doesn't always have to be serious. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my other film camera videos. And let me know in the comments if you would shoot 110 film or stick with 35mm. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.